Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you the easiest way to draft a basic sleeve pattern even if you don't own a curved ruler. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to draft both short and long sleeves confidently. Now before we get started, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do it to subscribe, like and share. Now let's get started. And also don't forget that this is on fold, so make sure your fabric is folded in two. Firstly, I'm drawing a straight line across the top. This will serve as the beginning line. Next, I'm going to take my measurements. Okay, so I'm going to come down by 5 inches. That's going to be our armhole line. So I'm going to draw a straight line across it like so. And then I'll measure the full length of the sleeve. This is a short sleeve, remember. So I want mine to stop at 9 inches. If you want yours to stop at 10 or 11, please do well to mark it down. Okay, so I roll a straight rule and I'll go ahead to label this. So the first line is for the armhole and the second line is my sleeve length. After labeling, the next thing I'll do is to measure the height from the starting line to the armhole line, and then I'm going to divide what I have there by 2, which is 2.5. After doing that, I'll go ahead and mark my measurements. So my bicep measurement is 12 inches, so I'll divide it by 2 and I'll mark 6, and then I added 1.5 inches stitching allowance. So on the sleeve length, wherever you want your sleeve to stop, you measure it round and then you divide it by 2. So mine is 5 and then I'll add 1.5 inches as my stitching allowance. So now I'll go ahead and draw a straight line to connect it from the armhole line to the sleeve length, like you see in the video. After that, I just remeasured my bicep measurement, and on that 2.5 inches I went up by, I'll be marking half of that measurement, which is 3. So after marking that, I'm going to connect it with a curved rule like you see me do in the video. So from the top, I'll draw a line and then I'll go ahead to flip my curved rule and connect it to the armhole line. Okay, so I just went ahead to smoothen it so it will not be sharp. Now this is all for the short sleeve. I'll go ahead and cut it out. So this is it for the short sleeve. Now I'll go ahead to draft another method. For those that don't have a curved rule, I'll be doing the freehand method. So like we did in the first one, you draw a straight line across the top, and from there you take your measurements. Okay, so from there you mark down 5 inches for your armhole. Yeah, and then I also came down by my full length, which is 9 inches. I'll connect this with a ruler and then I'll go ahead to label these lines. So you can actually draft this directly on your fabric if you don't have a pattern paper or you don't want to use a pattern paper. It's not compulsory, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm using a pattern paper. So now, I went ahead to impute my bicep measurement divided by 2, which is 6, and I added 1.5 inches, just like we did in the first one. And I also imputed my round sleeve measurement divided by 2 with 1.5 inches stitching allowance. Now I'll go ahead to connect the two of them with a straight line. Don't forget, when you are sewing, always remember the inches you left for your stitching allowance. So now I'm going to go up like we did in the first one. Yeah, I'll divide whatever measurement we have into two, and I'm going to mark it out. So that's 2.5 inches. Now, whatever measurement I have on my bicep, I'm going to mark half of it. That's 3 inches. Now, if you're using a freehand, you connect it with a straight rule from the top to your bicep measurement. Okay? And I made a curve there to smoothen it out for the stitching allowance. Now, on the line you just drew, you're going to come out. Just look at what I'm doing. Come out a little at the top and also come out a little at the bottom part. For those of us that are doing freehand, you don't have a curved rule. This is how you should do it. So now I'm going to draw the lines properly to make sure that it's showing. So we are cutting along the curve, not the straight line, remember. So watch what I'm doing here. I'll go ahead to cut it out. Watch carefully the line I'm following. So I was using the curve. That's your sleeve cap. So if you're using a free hand, this is what it looks like. And then if you're using a curved rule, this is also what it looks like. Now let's move on to the long sleeve. The process is very similar to the one we did for the short sleeve. The only difference is the length. So now we're going to mark a straight line across like we did in the first one. Take your tape and mark down 5 inches. This is for you to be able to get your sleeve cap properly. Okay, so you also mark the full length. I want mine to stop at 23. So wherever you want your full length to stop, that's the wrist. You mark it down. So now I'm going to draw a straight line across like we did in the short sleeve video. So now I'll go ahead to label this. This is your armhole line and that's your sleeve length. Like we did for the other one, we'll divide what we have by 2 and make a dot there. Then we're going to mark our sleeve, our round sleeve measurement. For the bicep is 6 plus 1.5 inches stitching allowance. You can put more allowance or reduce yours. The choice is yours. Now for the wrist, you measure it round and mark half of that measurement, which is 3. My wrist is 6 divided by 2 is 3 plus 1.5 inches as my stitching allowance. So you go ahead and connect these lines. Now we're going to divide our bicep measurement by 2 and we mark it on the 2.5 point. Now you go ahead and connect it. If you're using a free hand, you already know what to do. But then you go ahead and connect these lines. So this is all. You just go ahead and cut it out. Please, if you've not subscribed up to this point, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like, share this video. You encourage me to make more videos like this. So this is what it looks like side by side. This is the long sleeve and this is the short sleeve. This is the foundation of every other sleeve that you're going to be making. So make sure to get this right. And that's it for the lesson, guys. I hope to see you in my next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss when I post a video. Bye.